So okay, today I will show you how to create CDB list in Wazuh. So what is CDB list? CDB list is a list of malware hashes or indicator of compromise hashes. So I opened a file in GitHub. You can see lot of hashes are there. It's a huge list of hashes are there with all the known indicator of compromise. You can download those files from GitHub. It's free. I'll share the link with you. No worry. Another thing I need to tell you about the CDB list. It's like you can add this hash file to your Wazuh server. So whenever you may come across any kind of known indicator of compromise or IOC, so this hash value will be analyzed by Wazuh, and after that it will do the active response kind of thing. But remember, always we will use this file, like we will set all the rules from the Wazuh server, not from the endpoint. So let's go to the Wazuh server and I'll show you how to do these things. Okay, so I logged into the server now. So first thing first, we need to copy those hashes from that link I show you in the GitHub to our Wazuh server. So let's make a file first with some of the hashes. Let's take 2 hashes and create a file. So let me go to the directory. The directory name will be cd. I'm changing directory to var osec, and then I will go etc, then go list. Oh, permission deny. Oh, okay. I think I need to have root permission. Okay, sudo -s. Okay, now let's go cd var var osec etc, and then list, I think li lists. Okay, this is the path from where I will be creating a file. So let's go to this path. Now create a file with nano. Nano is the editor I'm using. I'm not using vi. Some people use vi, but I use nano. So let's make a file with file name will be malware hashes. Okay, so let's create a file. So I copied already 2 hashes. Let me paste those 2 hashes here. So these 2 hashes are one for the Mirai botnet and one for Xbash. So these are the common hash category of thing. So see how I make these hashes here. After the hashes there will be a colon, and after that you need to place the name. This is the rule, because whenever the Wazuh will show you alert, it will show you by name so that you can identify. So obviously Wazuh will show you, but you cannot identify the botnet directly from hash value without being analyzed. So it's best to give the name, proper name, so that you can identify what botnet you have been affecting in your system. So now let's save it with Ctrl X and Y. Okay, save, enter. First stage 1 complete. Now go to the stage 2. In the stage 2, I need to add this file in our existing Wazuh rule. How we can do this? So let's change the directory cd, then we will go var osec, then etc, then which file? There should be a configuration file, osec configuration file. We need to go. What? Okay, sorry. etc will be the path, then I have to go with the nano. Okay, now I'm into this directory ls listing. Now go to nano and then osec.conf. We have to find here the tags with rule set. So let's find, I think it will be at the bottom. Rule set. Let's find it. Command local files, rule set. Here it is, the rule set. So we have default rule set and user defined rule set. So whatever we can do, we have to add this file with the within the rule set tag. So some other files is also there, some other files I can see, audit keys, AWS event times are also here. So let's add another list. So how we can add a list? You can copy and paste the link just from the above, or you can write down a list tag here. So the path will be etc var etc list, and the file name was malware.hashes. I think malware.hashes. Okay, etc lists malware hashes, and let's close the tag. Okay, now done, we are done here. So our second stage complete. Let's save this file, Control X, Y, yes, second stage complete. Now our third stage is we have to create a rule, because based on this rule Wazuh will show us alert. So how we can set the rule? Let's go to cd change directory where osec, then etc, then etc, then rules, etc under rules, then local rules. We have to edit this file. So let's go to the path up to rules, then ls, only one file is there, open with nano, and then local rules.xm. Here we have to create a separate rule. Let's create a rule. So let's start with the group. Let's start with the group name tag. So let's start group under group name equal to quote malware. Let's name it with the malware so that Wazuh will categorize under the malware group. Okay. Okay. Comma, I have to give the comma, end of the line, end of the group name line. Okay, just from the above example you can see. Okay, now enter. Then need to give rule ID. Let's give some space here. Rule ID. Rule ID equal to, let's give a custom rule ID, maybe 11,002 maybe is a rule ID. Okay, then just remember this rule ID should be unique. Okay, let's make it more unique. Give another 0. I don't know whether any rule is present or not by this name, by this rule ID. So let's make it unique. Then label, give the label like how severe this rule are. 13 is high severe because it's a known malware and 100% indicator of compromise. So I'm making it a high severe thing. Let's go to the next line where I will specify. I'll specify okay, because of we need to integrate with SIEM, file integration monitoring, because if a malware affected our system, so file integration monitoring will trigger a creation alert and a modification alert also, either creation or modification alert, or maybe both. So we need to integrate some rule with SIEM. So let's integrate a rule. The rule name would be if underscore seed. If seed represent, I'll tell you, no worry. If seed 554. 554 is the file creation alert from FIM, and 550 is the file modification alert from FIM. So if seed represent that this rule will only be applicable if these two rule 554 and 550 implemented. If 554 or 550 or both of them not triggered, then rule number 11002 will not be triggered. So 11002 will this custom rule will only trigger after the creation of 554 or 550, either or both. So that is the reason we will use if seed, because definitely it's logical. If the file is not creating or modifying, that means malware cannot be affected on our system. So once malware affected the system, it should give some creation alert, file creation alert, modification alert, definitely. So that is the reason we are giving if seed. Now we need to specify some more details. What details we need to specify? We need to specify, okay, we need to specify list field. List field. Okay, let's field equal to port MD5. MD5 is the hash. Lookup equal to the key we created, the file we have created. So that means match key, match underscore key. So now I will use our file path here, that file we created, and the location is etc var etc osec, sorry, var osec etc list, var osec etc lists, and the file name was malware hashes. So let's close this tag. Okay, so let's close list FIELDC. I made the spelling mistake here. If I made the spelling mistake, it won't work. Okay, list field MD5 quote unquote, okay, lookup equal to match underscore key quote unquote, closing tag, then etc. After etc I made also mistake, it should be list li, lists malware hashes lists. Okay, now go to the next line. Okay, next line will be description. What description? Wazuh will show us that we need to write, because we need to understand what are the logs for actually. So description will be here, file with known malware hash detected. Okay, then we will use the file name, which file name we are going to see here, variable file. Okay, then closing tag. Okay, done. File descriptions, file with known malware has detected, file, variable, and description, closing tag. Okay, now let's specify MITRE ATT&CK framework. Which MITRE ATT&CK framework we are going to use? Let's use MITRE. So let's start with MITRE, MITRE. So MITRE ID will be here T1204.002. This is the common MITRE ID for this kind of unusual activity. Execution of malicious file. So let's close this with the ID tag. Okay, now we are almost done. Again, you have to close the MITRE tag. Now close the rule tag. Okay, we open the rule tag. Now let's close the rule tag. Okay, rule tag, and let's close the group tag. Okay, so if it is some professional ID, it will be good for me, actually good for everyone. So we done. So let's save this file here. Yes, now done. Okay, so our work done up to here. Let's restart the Wazuh server. Systemctl restart Wazuh manager. We are done. Now let's test this. How we are going to test this? Definitely we need to have a VM machine. Let's resume this VM machine. So restart complete. Now I'm waiting for the VM machine to open. Okay, so now we already open our VM, and I already opened my OSEC configuration file from Windows 11. Now what I will do, I will set a rule. Okay, what rule I will set? I already created a folder in my desktop. What I will do, I will copy this location. Okay, before that, let me have to copy something. Just wait. Let's go to file integration monitoring. Where is the file integration monitoring? This is the file integration monitoring. Okay, so what I will do, I will set another path. Okay, so what path shall I choose? Okay, let's choose this path. Copy, and let's paste it here. Paste. Recursion label, let's say recursion label 1, and let's set this path. Let's paste it here. First I will check whether this directory is working or not, then I will do my testing. Okay, let's save it. Saved. Then let me restart the Wazuh server agent. How I will test this? I will delete this 2 file first. Then I will create a file. Got it. Now I'll create a file here. If it is detecting in Wazuh, that means this folder is actively monitored by Wazuh. Let's go to the Wazuh and check. I will check in file integration monitoring itself. Okay, I think I have to refresh the page. Yes. If everything is working, then I will do the real-time malware test. Let's go to Windows 11. Then I will go to the file integration monitoring. Okay, got it. See, I got the activity here. Added. Dev2 added. That means this directory is listening now. Now what I have to do is to download the Mirai or the other botnet, other malware from the internet, and I will check whether Wazuh will detect it or not. So let me share you an URL also. Let's go to Windows Defender, and okay, so real-time protection, virus and threat protection. I will switch off the virus and threat protection. How I can do this? Okay, manage setting. real-time protection off. Yes. Now I will download the file. Okay, so let's download Wazuh. We have Mirai botnet here. It's a real botnet. Very cautiously you need to use. And let's check. We have to check this in threat hunting module. So means file deleting, I think, or modifying maybe. So I'm looking for that file Mirai. See our rule. We have set this rule. File with known malware has detected. Wazuh has detected this file as a known malware has. We set this rule 11,002, and we also set the description and see the MITRE ID. It will show the MITRE ID also. File with known malware as this is the custom message we wrote in the configuration file, and also we set the file path variables. This is the file path it's showing, and also rule groups. It comes under the rule groups malware, also showing the rule ID which is 11,002, and also say we have set the rule ID is 13, so it is also saying 13 here, and see the MITRE ID. MITRE ID is also showing here. We have some other things also here. File location is also showing. It's very good. So okay, so we can come to a conclusion by using this CDB list that Wazuh can detect with the known hashes of indicator of compromise, and we can see it within our threat hunting module. You can practice by downloading the hash file and changing the configuration the same way I show you. One thing I forgot to show you. Let me just go to the Wazuh server and let me show you. First thing, we need to delete this Mirai botnet. Maybe if it is executed, then I'll be gone completely again, because my hard drive recently got crashed by one of the malwares. And let's switch on the Windows Defender back. Okay, let's check the file integration monitoring again, then I'll show you another thing from this module. See, the Mirai I deleted is also showing. 553 is file deletion. So we have said 550 and 554. 554 is file adding, or 553 is file deletion. So okay, let's go to the server again. I'll show you another thing here I forgot to show you. So we need to go back to cd where osec etc, then our file is within the lists. Our file was malware.hashes. Okay, we need to go this directory, then run a command ls space -la. Okay, so our file malware.hashes, this is our file malware, it's under the root privilege. We don't need root privilege. Let's set this to the Wazuh. How we are going to do this? We are going to do this by using chown, then Wazuh, then file name malware.hashes. It will change now. Now let's check again. Okay, now the file has a read and write access and not comes under the root privilege. So these things you need to do for the security. So let me just conclude this video here. If you like this video, do like and subscribe. I'll post some other video of Wazuh soon. Thank you.